And now, thank you, Anjan, for taking out time, coming to our space. If you want to stay for some more time, you're welcome to do so. It's time for us to introduce our next guest, ZecHub. ZecHub is a community-driven education platform on Zcash, one of the leading privacy coins in crypto space. Their goal is to make privacy tech more accessible and understandable to everyone, especially to newcomers and developers. So, who do we have from ZecHub today?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, crystal clear.
Hello, I'm Squirrel, and I'm a core team member on the ZecHub team. As you said, yeah, ZecHub is the community project. We're funded by the Zcash Community Grants Program. And yeah, our aim is to educate people about privacy technology. So that includes Zcash. But as of recently, we've begun working with Penumbra and Namada as well. So these are layer one chains on Cosmos.
Nice. Uh, I've also seen that Zcash has, an education library. They've started putting up videos on omniflix TV. My first question to you would be: how was the process of uploading the content on TV, and how was this migration process was like?
It was great. Okay, so we already had an Omniflix channel. We've got Dismad in the call at the moment, and he's been a fan of your project for a long time. So we already had a channel, and I have to say the onboarding call was like really, really helpful. Every single question, every single detail was answered, and yeah, we love the platform specifically because we're an education project. We produce tutorials and guides for people. And like some of the features, such as the interactive videos, is like extremely helpful for us. Um, in this way, we can make sure that people are actually absorbing the content, absorbing the information, and yeah, good stuff. Also, the fact that you can token gate content is intriguing. So yeah, we'd like to dive into some of the features there.
Wonderful. And talking about your videos on omniflix TV, I think you have already uploaded some couple of videos, some couple of workshops. Can Can you tell us what are these workshops about?
Yeah, so there are three workshops currently on our channel. So I'm not sure how you could find them, but you could search ZecHub on omniflix.tv and you'll see our first three workshops. The first one is an introduction to Zcash. So we go over what Zcash is, like where it came from. So it started in 2016. It was the first ever uh, in production use of zero knowledge proofs. And so, yeah, it was a project started by scientists, and their aim is to make financial privacy a reality for people. So, yeah, we go over the ethos in that video, discussing like uh, very briefly why it's essential, why privacy is essential for business use cases and personal use cases. I'd love to get into some of the details there in a moment. The second video goes into Zcash wallets. And so I explain what a shielded transaction is. I explain the different shielded pools on Zcash and the transparent pool as well. So it does have optional privacy. It gives people essentially the ability to consent to revealing information where they want, when they want. The third workshop goes over encrypted memos. So this is a feature on Zcash wallets in which users can send messages or maybe data encrypted over the network. Yeah.
Nice. I'm extremely sorry for the reverb. What is the? But yeah, moving forward, I have seen your video. I think you have a skill of explaining what was your background into Web3. Were you into teaching stuff?
So well, I'm more of a hobbyist. I did take some courses on blockchain security. I did work on like Hyperledger for a few months. Um, as a hobbyist, I created a fork of Litecoin and changed, various aspects of it, like the supply and the block time and things like that. So no formal, nothing formal. I'm very much a hobbyist and an enthusiast.
That's wonderful. And you've been seeing any more videos by ZecHub, not just on ZTech. You also mentioned that you're working with UFI and we will be seeing more videos on for those platforms.
Absolutely, yeah. So we already have some content which is on YouTube related to Penumbra and Namada, and yeah, we could maybe find out how to migrate our existing content over to Omniflix so that it's available for people there. Yeah, the main or something interesting I should just mention. Both Namada and Penumbra use the same ZK circuits, which Zcash does. So they use something called Zcash sapling, and that's how they protect users on the network. Something maybe to go a bit off track, something I'm fairly interested in is if Omniflix could leverage something like the Penumbra SDK. And the reason I say this is because, as I mentioned at the beginning, privacy is like fundamentally necessary for real business and personal finance. An example that I could point to is, do you recall Constitution DAO? I think it was in 2021, where a bunch of people got together and they said, we're going to buy the one of the first prints of the Declaration of Independence. And so it was on auction and they raised millions of dollars. And because it was on a public chain, it was on Ethereum, an anonymous person was able to view the bid that they were making and just outbid them at the last moment. And like this is a real example. If Omniflix is, doing stuff with NFTs in which like people are pricing things, yeah, if we want to like use it, uh, it has to be private or provide, yeah, the ability for people to uh, keep things private.
Yeah, I mean, just adding a point here, that is definitely, I mean, that was a consideration we had when auctions and trading of NFTs was quite prevalent. But more so than that, we've been exploring or looking at privacy solutions at a network level, right?
Mm,
Earlier at a data storage layer. More so, like, what if media rights exist on the blockchain? What if you have to mint the rights of a movie and rights are traded? Forget NFT trading, which is like completely transparent. But what if the right of a movie has to be sold from exchange between two studios? They would never want to, like, put it up on a public blockchain, and nothing like of that sort would happen. So in that sense, in that case, at that point, we would definitely need privacy. And those are solutions that without which we personally think that there's no chance blockchain adoption also happens uh you know right off the bat, right? Like, solutions like that are needed for companies to actually function as companies, not as DAOs. So
right.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, maybe when the Penumbra SDK is ready, we could produce some educational content uh, teaching people, teaching projects how to use this in their own on their own chains. Um, Stuff we're looking forward to. So yeah, I should also mention ZecHub. We have a core team, but our primary purpose is to demonstrate real world private payments for goods and services. So today you could join the Zcash Discord, so discord.gg/Zcash, and once per week we post bounties. So, people are joining the community, they're learning new skills. So, from web development to graphic design, writing and researching. Um, so they join, they learn new skills, or they demonstrate their skills. They make good content, and it's posted and is available for free through all of our channels. And yeah, the best part about this is they're being paid privately. So, we pay them in Zcash, in some instances, also Penumbra. We have a treasury of Namada, so that might be coming soon. And so, yeah, they can. It's really none of our business what they do with their own funds. That's kind of the cool principle here. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, creators being engaged, enthusiastic about uh, a very core piece of tech, something as core as privacy within digital systems, right? Or cryptographic proofs or ZK proofs, if I can say. So that is like first in itself pretty cool. Using the infra, dogfooding the infra, that is, again, additionally cool. And yeah, we have what is omniflix.co. So you should definitely check it out and probably use that for shielded transfers. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'll check that out. So yeah, something maybe interesting that I should mention is if you want an airdrop of Namada, you can try out Zcash. So we have a faucet, ZecFaucet.com, where you can get yourself some free Zcash to test out private transactions. And if you do hold Zcash shielded, you'll be a recipient of the first ever shielded airdrop, which is being built now by Namada. Something pretty cool. You could be one of the first people in history to privately receive an airdrop.
That's pretty interesting. And as I was thinking about this, maybe Intento team, like ZecHub, I've seen them earlier, never knew the association, but after talking to the team, definitely very cool group of creators, and they've been at it since over 3 years now. That I like where the digital footprint exists. I'm pretty sure all of them must be involved for even longer time. And ZecHub team, Intento, as you might have heard earlier, they're pioneering, or they're primarily focused on order intents, and in the world of privacy, in some sense, to not even to mix, right? Like just to make sure that you have full control. I think intents combined with privacy will be an extremely effective combination, and very excited to see where that leads. So definitely we'll ensure that we connect you all, but you should definitely
Yeah.
reach out. Yeah.
Yeah, I could even just give a quick shout out to Intento. We love Intent. So fairly recently, there's a platform called Near Intent, which integrated Zcash, and within a matter of a month or two, Zcash had the highest, and it still has the highest volume on Near Intent, and it's because Zcash at the moment is it's like a UTXO chain. We don't have smart contracts. And so to be able to perform cross-chain transfers, it requires something like near intent, and hopefully, I don't know, Intento or Anoma or any of these orchestration, off-chain orchestration things. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, that is very true. Uh, yeah, glad to know that Zcash has had volume and near intents. Yeah, very cool to know. And yeah, the space is evolving. A lot is a lot of infrastructure is being built, but definitely we are in dearth of apps as a whole. And I think ZecHub and team, you guys are pushing the needle by educating people about the tech, so that one fine day the builders that actually learn will eventually come down and start to build. But very, very, very glad to see you all producing content, educating the ecosystem, and not just like, Web3 as a whole, but very focused on privacy. Yeah. Chetan,
Thank
please.
you. Thanks. We're super inclusive. If you want to make a DAO proposal for anything, let's say if you want us to have 50% of our treasury in Flix, you could jump in vote.zechub.xyz and anyone is free to make a proposal. Thanks.
Thank you, guys, and thank you so much for. I have one last to the ZecHub. Any plans for seeing any of the interactive formats in your videos? TV has, if yet, which formats have interested you?
Sorry, I couldn't quite catch that. Please repeat.
I was asking, have any plans for using any of the interactive formats in your videos on OmniFlix TV, and which of the interactive formats interested you a lot?
Right. Yeah. So absolutely 100%. The interactive videos are going to be useful for workshops. So in the next couple of weeks, we'll be holding a Zcash hackathon. And Zcash is actually, it's a challenge. It can be a challenge for some people who are non-technical to begin to build apps that interact with the network. And so what we're going to do, we've already held a poll to find out how many people are interested in participating in the hackathon. The next step is going to be holding workshops that teach people how to start full nodes, how to run light wallet servers, and yeah, get people like really learning so that they can build. So yeah, OmniFlix is going to be central. It's like I'm actually so happy that we found your platform because this gives us a way to really teach people how to get building.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, like,
Go ahead, sister.
yeah, Chetan, just a point. Yeah, we're very glad that you guys are actually doing all that you're doing and looking to utilize OmniFlix as a DAO, as a creator guild, right? And we're huge fans of privacy. Some of our bios also have the simple fact that privacy is a fundamental right, right? And that is something that we too believe in, and we've contributed. There are things we can share, things we can't share, but we've contributed in the past to networks that ensured there was enough privacy. I think I'll leave it there, but that is the level of interest that we have from our end, and excitement we have from our end. uh, in some sense, the interactive videos, that is one feature. You have the entire media infrastructure available, for use, and level the playing field. I think in the audience we have Chris from Korean Concepts, Articulate. They can definitely attest to the level of convenience that OmniFlix can provide, very specifically for the things it actually solves, right? And then we are building more. So yeah, very keen and excited to see how you all utilize OmniFlix as an infrastructure and all the products, all the protocols that we built on top of it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. So once again, check out our OmniFlix channel. We have 3 workshops up at the moment, and the 4th workshop will be coming fairly soon.